I'm Tricia Perry for Vision of the Valley. We know the Mahoning Valley is fond of its history. Where does that come from? From the individual communities that people call home. And in Struthers, many of the memories from the last 2 centuries are kept right here in this little house on Terrace Street. Come on inside. How are you? Nice to see you, Marian.
Nice to meet you, Tricia.
So this is your place, huh?
Yes, it is. Alexander Frankfurt built the house. He lived here with his wife Louisa and 3 daughters. Elma, one of the daughters, lived here until she was 93.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, all right.
And then did it go to anyone else after that?
There were 3 heirs, and then they gave the house to the Historical Society.
So Alma lived here the longest, 93 years, and she actually lived to be 100, right?
Yes, she did.
So after her, did it stay in the family?
There were 3 heirs following her death, okay? And I approached Howard Moore, who was a descendant also, and he helped us get the house, okay? And if it wasn't for Howard and her, we wouldn't have it.
So when did the Historical Society start here in Struthers?
1976. I got interested in the remains and the memorabilia that we had that should have been saved maybe through time and just never did.
Was there a place for the Historical Society items and artifacts before the house?
No, but people like the library, the schools, they kept a lot of the things for us. And Highland Avenue School did too. And that was the place then that we even held events up there. And we had Halloween Hall one time for little people, and the children would come in and it was all nursery rhymes, including the 3 Bears and Goldilocks, and you know.
So then 10 years later, this house comes available and you end up getting it for the Historical Society.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we had drives for money and different ways of raising some funds, and plus Struthers Rotary, the community fund here, were a great help, I mean, throughout all the years, yes, with their donations for us.
I know history is very important to the whole Mahoning Valley area, and especially since Sheet and Tube was right here, and that was such a big part of Valley history. That's such a big part of Struthers and Struthers industry. Of course, not letting those memories go is important, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you kind of collected all of those things, not just things from people's homes, but things from the mills.
The newspaper. I worked for the Struthers Journal. When they folded, I got all the bound files. When the high school the old high school was demolished, they brought us all the books, the new school newspaper books. 7 books have been written using our library.
Okay, so when it was the Frankfurt family, this is actually the original settee or couch or whatever you would want to call that. It's wicker, I think, right?
Yes, yes.
It must be, over 100 years old?
Oh, definitely, because I think it was a favorite of her mother's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Louisa. Yeah.
So not everything is the Frankfurt family, so you have other things here.
No.
So behind is this gorgeous, I've got to ask about this organ.
Yes,
What is this?
A Struthers resident, Lucille Parton, gave us the organ. We paid to restore it, and it is beautiful. And what I liked one time, we used to have the high school students come through, and I asked if anybody here could play the piano, and the young lady said yes, but to have to pump and play at the same time was really difficult. Yes.
But it works if someone knows how to do it.
It does.
So another piece I see over this way is I'd love to talk about that, because I think I know why that's there.
Yes.
That is the way that the house is heated, right?
Right.
So tell me what this is.
as old as the house is, we never had fireplaces.
How is that possible?
What they had was a turned chimney. You can see it is angled, and in the kitchen we left it bare so that you could see it better.
Okay, we'll have
All
to
right?
go around the corner then.
And there would have been small stoves in every room, similar to this, coal and wood to get them heated in the wintertime. I believe that when you lived here, you never heated upstairs until nighttime.
Oh my gosh.
There probably there's no pipes, no water pipes or
Right.
anything up there. And then I'll show you a stone that they used to warm the bed.
Okay.
Okay.
So this was just, when you say the turned chimney, you mean it's behind the wall here?
The chimney would have come up from here
I see.
and then curved into the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
And-
And there could have been one here, one there, and in the kitchen.
Okay.
And that would have produced a lot of heat.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't
oh,
seem
yeah.
like it to
When
me.
that metal gets hot, it throws a lot of heat.
So is this one original to the house, or you?
That one is.
Oh wow.
That one is original to
I
the
can't
house.
even imagine. Did they eventually put in a heating system though? There is a
Gas.
furnace, a gas. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's nice to know.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to try to like suffer through winter with one of those things, even though
No.
you're saying it works.
Yeah.
So anyway, now these clothes here, were these
Many of these belong to the Historical Society. Yes, they
Mm-hmm.
are. And this is Alexander Frankfurt
That's her
and his
dad,
wife Louise.
Yes.
Okay. This is the record of him being in the Civil War.
And wasn't he one of like Struthers' last living Civil War
Veterans.
veteran? Right.
Yes, he is.
See, I did my homework a little
Yes,
bit.
you
Yeah.
did.
I
Yes.
couldn't come here without doing my
Yes,
homework.
Yes.
So-
This wedding dress, even though it's all in black,
yeah.
okay, it was done, but the lady said she couldn't understand wasting time and money on something that she would get so little use from.
Oh wow, Dora Wolf Hall made this dress prior to her wedding in 1914. Wow, so she made something she could wear again and again.
Yes.
Yeah, well that
Yes.
makes sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah, not today. We throw
Yeah.
those things away, or we hang them in a closet forever.
Yes,
And
forever
then this
and
is
ever.
another.
Yeah.
Very
These
nice.
are all donated clothing.
They're in great shape.
They're
I mean, they're not
beautiful.
even stained.
No.
Yeah, they're really
no,
nice.
They're very
Look at this
nice.
beautiful thing.
A summer. Talk about gossamer and light.
And then these are built into the wall. So did she use these for storage? Or
These
for,
were never here.
Oh.
These were a gift from a doctor's office who was remodeling.
I have to ask about this briefly.
Okay, all right.
This is the thing that is like the heart of Struthers right here, right?
This ran the city. It ran the households. This is the shift change whistle from the sheet and tube. And the last time it was taken out of the house and blown was at the Gabelli Center when it opened.
Very
Yeah.
nice. And it takes a lot of people to carry that.
And air pressure during air compressors and I don't know what it takes to make it blow. But when it did, you could hear it for 7 miles. Housewives would run their lives by it. You knew if it blew at 3 o'clock, you better have supper going.
Right.
He was going to come home hungry. Yeah.
So this surprises me because this is a case of artifacts that I didn't expect to see in the living room. Why is this here?
Okay. These are the artifacts from the Hopewell Furnace, which was located in Struthers, and one of the first in the valley, ultimately the very first. And Dr. White presented that with us.
Dr. White from YSU, Dr.
John
White, yes.
White. And when he realized we really had a secure place here that was ours in order to keep them preserved and to show them to people.
What's the thing you're most excited about in there that was found?
I love the trivet.
Yeah.
Children don't know about hot irons to iron clothing.
Sure.
So you would iron and then place your iron on that trivet. So those are, and household things, bottles and things would have maybe been from the garbage. You didn't have garbage pickup.
Right.
And so people the men who worked there would take food and
toss
things
it.
and dishes, crocks. It would have also been used as eventual dump site. I'm sure any place over the hill.
Right, right.
People would discard their trash on their property somewhere.
bright in here.
Oh,
This is lovely. The first thing that catches my eye is that right there. Why is the cream of wheat guy on the wall?
He is from Struthers, believe it or
Is he
not.
really? I
He
never knew
worked
that.
on a railroad, William Galbraith, and the gentleman who started the cream of wheat company asked him if he would pose, and he used them. And I'm sure in those days you didn't make money on being on the cover or on the can for
Right.
something, you know. And it was nice to know that he had a coal company here in Struthers and lived on Bridge Street.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
buried at
Yeah.
Belmont Park Cemetery, I believe.
I have
Yeah.
to say that's one thing I know about Struthers. I think I'm right about this, that there's no cemetery.
None.
Why did that happen? Do you have any idea?
That's weird because we did have churches, and most early churches had a cemetery beside them, near them, you know, and we just didn't. And maybe because these early settlers did start in Poland,
Right.
and maybe early of their relatives were already
There.
buried there.
That said, moving on to other things, this is a lovely kitchen. Sort of been the same all along, like that was all. Is this all been
Yes,
like this?
those cupboards I would say would have been a later addition, maybe not at the very earliest, but this is Alma's mother's table.
Aw, that's
Okay.
sweet. I have to peek at her.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Planks,
all the
planks.
meals probably eaten on that and made on that. That's
yeah.
amazing.
Mhm.
As we look around the room, the stove is very old, not original though, I would think. Or
No, that was donated by my sister-in-law and her husband.
Okay.
Okay. It
And-
was behind a garage on Perry Street.
Oh, isn't that
So
funny?
the fella said, "Sure, you can have it," and Guido and his son Ronald restored it and brought it here. So what is unique about it is that it has two sides. One would have been for coal and wood, and the other side for gas. The reason you would switch is this threw a lot of heat. And so in the summertime, you would have wanted to cook on something that held less heat, the gas side.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty modern for that day.
Yes,
huh?
it
To have two
is.
different choices.
Yes.
And then as we move around the corner of the brick, I have to talk about this is the turned chimney you
Yes.
talked about, right?
Yes, we left this one exposed so that you could see. Now, Alma's stove would have had to have gone here.
Right here,
And
yeah.
it couldn't have been very large because the pipe for the smoke would have gone right up there.
Okay. And that plate is covering the pipe, right?
Yes, yes.
But that's lovely to have that exposed like that so you can understand, and even kids can understand the construction of the house. It's very unusual to have just the one chimney up the center. Crooked.
And I really thought they were rather rare, but I guess not.
No, I've never noticed that before, but maybe I just wasn't looking for chimneys.
Yeah.
So what's in that room back there?
This is our gift shop.
Okay, well, we can peek at that.
Okay.
This room here is,
This is our gift shop.
aw, you have a gift shop.
Yes, we do.
But what was the room before it was a gift shop? Was it a parlor or something?
Later on in her life, Alma made this her bedroom. Okay, she didn't do the stairway and the beds when she became elderly. And once you get to the stairs, you understand why.
So this catches my eye. This is a quaint gift shop, but that is really the focal point of this room is that large picture of the mills. Can you tell me what we're looking at exactly?
That is from the sheet and tube offices that used to be on Walton Avenue. And it is one of the parts of the mill. And I had a gentleman come through and tell us what department that was.
It looks like it's seamless pipe number 2 hot mill. Does that sound right?
Yes, yes.
That's what it's saying on the
Yes.
tag on the picture, but that's an
Yes.
amazing picture. It's great that you have it and that it didn't get lost when that building went.
Yes.
I don't even know where the staircase is, but I'm guessing it's right here.
Yes, yes, have at it.
And it's little and winding.
Yes,
Okay.
it's very turned sharply.
Oh, I love the handles. That's great. It can help you pull yourself up.
Yes.
Good idea.
Yes.
All
They are
right.
additional support.
Because they're kind of steep.
Yes.
Okay, so here we are. Oh, this is nice. What a cute, I mean, it's amazing. There are all these rooms up here. It doesn't seem like that big of a house. So here we call this the library, right?
This is our library. This is where we have all the bound journals of from the Struthers
Very nice.
journals. Yes.
Right.
They were originally Struthers, Camel, and Lowville. But what we did when I worked there is we only changed the front page because it was manually printed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
So you just put a different front page story for each.
Front page was all that was changed. Yeah.
Oh.
Lead type.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
You need to talk to someone about all that. That's a whole other history.
Yeah.
As you said, this is a room full of yearbooks, full of information, maps, and that kind of thing about Struthers.
Yes.
And you like to give the kids, when they're here, an idea of where they are in Struthers by looking at this great picture here. So go ahead and
you decide what neighborhood, where would you be living? So I tell everybody, you come down the hill from Camel, cross the river here, come across the railroad tracks, and we are
right in there. Somewhere.
right in there, okay?
Yeah.
Our house. This is Yellow Creek Park and the creek,
right.
and the old swimming pool along Wetmore Drive,
Right.
and over to Center Street and back to Lowville Road. So that's what
So that you give them an idea where they
where
are.
they live.
This is a great map, and it kind of shows you where the neighborhoods are, where we are, but it also shows you where the industry was, and that is why Struthers became a successful community in the first place, right?
Yes.
Because of the steel industry,
Yeah.
the iron and steel industry, and this guy behind you, right?
Yes,
So Thomas
Thomas.
Struthers, who, as I understand, is the son of John, who was the original person who came to Struthers, came here and bought land.
Yes.
So he came back maybe after his family wasn't so successful, under his father wasn't in the end very successful.
Right.
And he came back and really started the industry here. Is that what he did?
Quite a bit, yes he did, plus railroads.
Right.
And the man was very, very industrious, a hard worker, and did well. Yes, he did.
So, okay, and this is Alma's bedroom right here.
Yes, it is.
So this is the bedroom she used
Yes,
her
it
whole
is.
life, probably until the end of her life when you
Right.
said she was downstairs for a while.
Yes,
And most of this furniture,
was all left here.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my, so she probably used this as
Yeah.
a girl.
Yeah. And also the left were things that she made and worked on.
Oh, really?
Clothing.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Yeah.
She worked on those.
Yeah. Imagine, this is something she may have been making for herself or for a customer.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, it's unfinished, of course.
Yeah.
But
With the matching dress and coat, that's very
yes,
nice.
yes, and how delicate
Oh,
and
my.
gossamer things were made.
Wow, and all that was left here.
Yeah. Most of the other gowns have all been donated to us by people.
Sure.
This would have been a wedding dress with a little train.
Sure. And then there's a little stove again, right?
Yes, would have been heated here. You wouldn't have started a fire till nighttime.
Right.
They didn't waste
Waste
heating
any heat,
rooms
yeah.
when nobody was in it.
And this would be,
This would have been heated downstairs on the stove.
and then put in the bed to
Then
keep it
run
warm.
across the bed to warm the sheets. So the dressers, the bed, the trunks, the suitcases, the chifforobe were all Alma's family's.
Some of those words we don't even
Yeah.
use anymore, like chifforobe.
Chifforobe, yes.
But it's charming, and you really get the
Yeah.
sense of what it must have felt like
Yeah.
when she was here.
Yeah.
And to have such a collection that's original to the house is amazing.
Yes.
So the first thing that I see when I walk in this room, it's a dollhouse, but it looks like this house.
It is a replica of the house made by Art Kashbaugh.
How nice that you have this.
Yes, it furniture, bookshelves, just like we have downstairs, and a porch. And it's just beautifully done.
It is, and it even has that corner turn chimney
Yes,
in there.
He
did the right thing.
On the top.
That's amazing. That's beautiful.
Yes.
I
But
think this
imagine
opens-
making all the tiles and
Oh, oh my gosh, such time, and now you have it, a nice model of your
beautiful
house.
work. Yeah.
And then right next to it, I see something a little more modern. It looks like it's one of the, maybe in the last 20 years, the Struthers
The
band uniform. Yes,
from
so you
Struthers
don't
High School.
You don't just keep the memories from a long, long time ago. You
No.
keep
Yeah.
some current memories or
Yes.
recent memories.
Yes.
And then over here, there's another. It looks like another uniform, and what might be one of the coolest high school sweaters ever, with a
Yes.
big S on it for Struthers. I don't
Yes.
know what year that would be, but maybe at least the 1950s or before.
I would say so,
40s.
and it's handmade.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's
Talk
really
about
great.
a labor of love.
I know, that's so great. That is so great. It must mean a lot to all of you to keep these memories for people that have loved Struthers all these years.
It does, because it'll click with, oh my God, it's been so long since I saw one of those. You know?
That must be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I think there's a whole case of that over there for the guys to figure out what the tools are, right?
Yes, we are given so many tools, and yet we don't know what some of them are. I know what a sickle is, and a scythe is, and a wrench, you know. Okay. Of course, we had coal mining in Struthers.
Right.
And the steel mill industry with the steel-toed shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And the heavy belts and the safety glasses you had to
Right.
wear. But I didn't know what number
30, you
30 is. And a gentleman who did some Civil War research said that was a picket. And you would have it on your horse if you were a soldier that actually could have a horse and not be marching on foot. You would have that on you, and you could put a rope through the hole and press that into the ground
and hold the horse
and
there.
the horse would stay.
Nice.
Yeah. And of course, a drawing of the sheet and tube works was done by a gentleman who actually worked down there. And long before any settlers came from the east, the American Indians were here. And of course, we have had several gifts of the arrowheads and tools given to us by young boys who found these along the Mahoning River.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So, and
That's really
Lowellville
neat.
was a great flint source. Lowellville had beautiful stonework. So coming up on a canoe to work, you might spend 3 days making arrowheads because you're not going to carry off big rocks.
Right.
And then go on. And but that was a good source of material for the Indians here.
Yeah, again, you're keeping all these memories that have kind of covered the many decades.
Early.
Yes.
Yeah.
They may be guarding the roots of Struthers' past, but the Struthers Historical Society has moved into this century. For more information and hours and directions on how to get here, you can find them on Facebook. For Vision of the Valley, I'm Tricia Perry.